Hello, hello, hello! This is the Real Agent P, and I'm coming back at you with an updated Season 3 guide for Janemba. Yep, I'm redoing his guide, so let's just get right into it. In this guide, we're going to be going over Janemba's special moves, his supers, some notable normals that he has, some pros and cons to the character, because there are a couple pros. I do feel the pros outweigh the cons, but there's a couple things that I don't really like about him that I wish would change, and just kind of his overall game plan. And then the first special we're going to be talking about is his Demonie Slash, and it's quarter circle forward, and his attack button. So there's light, medium, and you can see the range on these things. And the medium moves you forward a little bit, so not quite full screen. You're connecting with that. Now, it does cause a bit of a wall bounce that you can use in corner combos. And then the EX is quick and causes a really big wall bounce, so you can get a combo anywhere on the screen. Quick enough. There we go. So, yeah, you can get a combo anywhere on the screen with the EX one, because it just causes such a big wall bounce. And if you're closer to the corner, it's just so much easier for you to do. These are also arrow K, and they do have the same property. Now, the thing I will say about them is that pink vertical line, or horizontal line, sorry, not vertical. That pink horizontal line is not the part you need to be worried about. It's the actual, swoop there that you can see kind of going up, and you can see kind of going downwards. Now, that swoop is the hitbox, so if you do it, low enough to the ground, you are going to hit, even though you're not kind of parallel. And they retain all of their properties in the air, so that heavy one does a pretty wicked wall bounce that you can, very easily combo off of. So yeah, these are good for ending block strings. If you end your combo in a Dragon Rush, you can go into a light and then go right to super. Just boom boom. So I mean, these are good in combos, and they're also good for neutral, because I mean, poke, full combo. For vanish, EX poke. If you're quick enough, or quicker than I am right now. EX poke. Full combo. They're very good long-range pokes, and they leave you very safe, because even if it's blocked, you're blocked from this far away, so you're pretty safe from a lot of things. It doesn't recover too slow, so it's not like it's a slow recovery move or anything like that on whip. So it's a pretty safe move just to throw out in neutral. If if both of you are just flipping around, just kind of throw out. It will also stuff a super dash, so you don't have to worry about that. And the thing, unlike Bardock's lariat or any other lariat, it's not you moving forward, it's your sword. And your sword does not have a hurt box, so you can't get down heavy for that from this range. So that is a big thing with him, is that it's not part of him, it's his weapon doing the damage. The next special move that we're going to be talking about is Mystical Arm, and that's quarter circle back, and his attack buttons. Light, medium, heavy, all right there. And from round one position, this will hit. The thing about these are, I got him blocking. So these are grabs. As you can see, the startup data on them. 25 frames for the light, 28 frames for the medium, and 25 frames for the heavy. Now that is point blank, and these do hit from far away, so 28 frames for max range for the light, 30 frames for max range for the medium, and 27 frames for max range for the heavy. As you can see, they all have different wall bounces. With the light, you're going to be able to go into super, and that's really about it. with the medium, you can vanish from mid-screen, get a full combo, from the corner, down medium, and the full combo, and the heavy gives you enough of the wall bounce that you can combo anywhere off the screen. So these are, even though they're really slow, they're really good to put in his block strings because it's just that one more layer of, okay, low, you know, do I go low, do I go high, do I throw, you know, and you get people used to reflecting for like there, you can catch them with the grab, you know, throw some key blasts in, get them to reflect, grab them there, you can also, you know, vary it with the Demonie Slash so that people are like, okay, is he going to slash? Is he going to throw? So I mean, there is, it adds in that guessing game with Janemba. And Janemba really is all about his mix-ups, and this is just one more thing to help that out. Now the next move we're going to be talking about is his Hellgate. Now this is in the air only, and it's quarter circle back and your special and your attack buttons. You can see the light one there, travels, and this is a Season 3 change, because it didn't used to do this. It will now bounce off walls, and then once it detonates, and you're good. As you can see, until it detonates, you know, it just passes through people, nothing big, it just acts like it's not even there. And you can see the light travels pretty fast, and then you got the medium one, and it travels just a little bit slower, and then you got the heavy one, which comes out really fast, travels really fast. Things around on the screen for quite a while before it will explode. Now, as you can see, they explode at a certain set time, but you can also control these. So I use the light, I hit light again, and it explodes. Same thing with medium. I hit medium again, and it explodes. Now, if I use medium, I can go pressure, 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 and then as soon as I hit the medium button, it will explode. So that's gets into this pressure, pressure, pressure situation, so where you can use these and time the explosions and, you know, get up in people's faces before you do anything, and then they'll be thinking, oh, what do I got to do? You can also angle these up, so if you hold up while you're spitting them out, if you do it quickly enough, yeah, there you go. If you hold up while you're spitting them out, they come out higher. This was really good for like snap setups in Season 2, but there's certain combos that this works with. I just have not figured out how to do those combos yet. That you can get, you know, Hellgate, immediately blow it up, blah, 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 blah. Usually a lot of corner stuff with him, with the Hellgates, but this is a good little pressure tool where you can go and just like blow up on somebody, so you can kind of make your own unsafe moves just a little bit safer. And as you can see, if you do it right, you can kind of combo into it. So, but it's a tricky little thing. I haven't really quite figured it out too much yet, but I like throwing it out every once in a while in the match just to make him think, oh, okay, what is he gonna do with this? You know, so it does help his pressure. You know, especially in the corner, you can get this nice little setup here, and just basically they wake up into it. And then, boom, you know, you're pressure on them. The next special move that we're going to be talking about is the Dimensional Hole. And that's down, down, and his special button. So down, down, X if you're playing on the PlayStation. And that is this. And you're like, okay, well, it doesn't really look like it does anything, right? This is a counter. Okay, so yeah. And we're also going to set the enemy real quick to do that. Okay, cool. So now it's going to Kamehameha and vanish on us. So it's going to do that. And as you can see, until that actual blast comes out, you just can't touch Janemba. You can do whatever you want to against him. You gotta be better in your timing than me, though. But you can do whatever you want to against him. And nothing will happen. And then boom, 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 into full combo. So also, you know, you can see that that first one blasted him a good little ways. So it is super dashable. So if we just set the enemy to just key blast here. There we go. Then we're going to go full screen. It's got enough hit stun on it that it will allow you to super dash afterwards, and you can get your follow-up combo from there. This is one of the better counters in the game because it also counters assists, and it doesn't have to be an energy style assist. It can be any old assist. Now this does only counter any energy style attacks, so key blasts, beams, you know, anything like that that's an energy attack, it will counter. It won't counter just straight up, you know, running up and then punching me in the face. It just won't do that. But this is one of the better counters in the game because it does track the opponent. It tracks him fairly well. If the opponent does a really late vanish, then it will miss. But you'll still be invulnerable during that time, so you'll have time to get your block on. So it's just very safe to do, safe to throw out. If you got somebody who's just, you know, projectile happy and just wants to just, that's all they want to do is just flit around, throw key blast, flit around, throw beams, then this is a perfect thing to throw out. If you know that if you get in the pattern down of when they're going to throw it out, just boom, get it. And as you can see, it is good in the air too, so if you guys are just both matching timing and he throws a beam or throws a key blast, boom, you got him. Or if you're playing against like a GT Goku assist, you can, because a lot of people like to round start GT Goku. You can just up back, get it, and it'll throw a lot of people off. So this is one of his better moves, and I think it's one of his more unique moves just because of how it functions. And like I said, I think it's probably the best counter in the game. Alright, and the final special move that we're going to be talking about is Phantom Shift. That is quarter circle back or quarter circle forward, and his special buddy. And as you can see, these are his teleports. A couple things to note about these is that on the ground, you can just go run one right into the other, as long as you don't mess up the inputs. I'm doing a pretty good job of not messing up the inputs right now. In the air, though, you can't. It does save your air action, so as you can see, I jump, then I can teleport, and then super dash, so this can lead to some mix-up shenanigans, where you can, you know, teleport, and do like a really low tilt, you know, just all kinds of shenanigans that you got going on. This also leads to where you can save your super dash, because this thing has 8-way control, so you can see I can just pop right down to the ground, I can pop up, I can pop, you know, not quite straight up, unless I'm in the air already. You can go back, you can go up forward, you can go up back. If you're in the air, you can go down back, you can go down forward. If I can do the, there we go. Down, down, forward. So you can, you know, do some bunch of cross-up, mix-up stuff. But in the air, it does let you save your super dash and combos, so it can let you do some pretty neat stuff with him that just you can't do with any other character, just because no other character really has a movement option like this. The only person that has any kind of a movement option kind of like this is Kefla, but hers is very specific and honestly not as good as Janemba's. Because this thing, you know, you can go you can go straight across and still have your air motion. It does have some invincibility to it, but I think it's like frame 4 or something like that. So it's not an automatic DP like, you know, Cooler's DP or any other true DPs. But if you see something coming in enough time, you can zoop out of the way and then just punish them. And I've done that a few times, and it's really fun to just sit there at their back and just kind of stare at them for a second before you pop them with your tail. So this move is what kind of makes Janemba, and it's really what gives him his little uniqueness to really do some fun stuff. It just allows a lot of mix-up opportunities, especially post level 3 OP, because you can vanish, you can teleport to your same spot if you just hold down while you're on the ground, so you can do like, okay, well, I've been crossing him up every time, well, now I'm going to cross him up again. Oh, no, I'm not, I'm here. So, you know, you got that whole guessing game. It allows him to mix up his opponents. You know, you throw that in with his throws and all that good stuff, and it really just helps out his mix-up. And like I said, this is kind of the defining move of the character, and I just think it's a lot of fun, and it's kind of what makes the character a lot of fun. Now, moving on to his supers, he has 2 level 1 supers. One is both good in the air and on the ground, and then the other one's only good on the ground. And then he has a level 3, which can be done both in the air and on the ground. So the first super we're going to be talking about, his level 1 super, it's good both in the air and on the ground, is Rakshasa's Claw, and it is quarter circle forward, and the R1 button does that slash, comes out, slash, 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 throws them away. Now that does cause a bit of a sliding, and I will say that if you are not used to how it functions, then it can throw you off a little bit. So, and this works all the way up in the air too, where for that sliding, they go all the way till they hit the ground. So they don't tech until they hit the ground there, which does make it easier to DHC into. If you're not used to it, you can whiff on certain supers if you DHC too early. So I'm just mashing cooler, and you can see he whiffs because Gogeta's too high up in the air. But if we let him just kind of chill for a second, even for mid-screen, boom. So you got to DHC a little bit later than you think to get it to work right. Same thing with up in the air. Oops, didn't mean to call his assist. Meant to call him, but there we go. Same thing with being way up in the air. You can wait until they hit the ground, or at least get close enough to the ground, and then super on top of super, all that good stuff. This is his most damaging level 1 super, and this is what he will always DHC into. You know, so we're going to call 21 out here, throw her, and then boom. DHCs right into the Rakshas's Claw. This is just a good standard super. It does a good amount of damage. It does have a lot of carry to it. So if you're close to the corner, you know, if you're over here, let's say, and you can get them all the way to the corner, it will throw them all the way in the corner, which is kind of nice, because this is where Janemba's little tricks here can really start messing with people. But yeah, it's a pretty good, just all-around nice super. Alright, and the other level 1 super that he has, only available on the ground, so I'm going to try to use the input here, and you see I get Rakshas's Claw. It's the same one, doesn't matter if I'm doing R1 or R2. Now if you do R1 on the ground, you get Rakshas's Claw. If you do R2 on the ground, quarter circle forward and R2, you get the Savage Skewer. And wait a minute, we were mid-screen. Why is he in the corner? Hold on, I gotta try something. I'm gonna steal the corner from you a quick sec. Okay. Now we're going to Savage Skewer you. Hey, he's in the other corner. So with this super, no matter where you are on the screen, you will get the corner. You will get the opponent in the corner, which is very, very advantageous, because then you can start doing, you know, teleport mix-ups and, you know, weird little shenanigans that he can do. It also allows you to DHC into a really good, you know, corner level 3. If you have someone that has really good corner Oki, you know, you want to use that. And the other thing about this is that this hits from full screen, whereas Rakshas's Claw does not. So, you know, if you're a little bit farther away when you're ending a super, you'll want, or ending a combo and you want to end in super, you know, you'll definitely want to use Savage Skewer. Plus, it's just cool, just grabbing that little rock and just making it that big pillar and smacking Gogeta in the face. It's all great. And for Janemba's level 3, it can be done both in the air or on the ground, and it can be performed with quarter circle back, and either one of the R buttons. It is called Needle Light Shower, but you will hear me refer to it as Discotheque Nightmare. Slashes his finger, turns the whole dimension into glass, and just shoots it at his opponent. It's kind of nice. You can see it leaves you full screen, so, you know, mid-screen, it doesn't give you great Oki. In the corner, though, Janemba won't move from where he's at. He just stands and shoots. So you get some stupid corner Oki off of this. Now, something I did notice with this, while I was trying to, you know, figure out things, is there's just a little interesting thing that has about it. I'm just going to show you here real quick. So you can vanish after this. If it's a... Now normally, I'm going to do it just normal. Mashing on my vanish buttons. Nothing until they hit the ground. So nothing until they hit the ground. If it is... Seems to be if it's a counter. I mean, not really a counter, you know, but if the... Not all of the hits connect, you can vanish while they're in the air, and then you can have all the time in the world to do whatever kind of subs you want to do. I actually just uploaded a little video of just this not too long ago, as of the time of recording this video, both on YouTube and on my Twitter page. So, you know, just check it out for some of the different options. I know, I don't know if anybody else knows about this. I really don't. I've never even thought about trying this. It was just, hey, let's see what happens, and this is what happened. So, it's kind of a neat little trick. I don't think anybody else really can do anything like that, so I like it. But you know, as far as level 3s go, yeah, it's pretty standard. Like I said, in the corner he gets some stupid Oki because you can, you know, get a teleport in and be completely still plus in their face. So it's really, really nice. It's a really good level 3. I just like the look of it. The aesthetics are great. Like I said, you can do it up in the air too. Yeah, he teched out, but it's still gonna hit him. And when you do it in the air, you do that teleport right back down. So you are right here whenever they wake up. Mid-screen, you know, you're gonna get a little less of it. There, get it to where it actually hits him. Because again, it will take him full screen. You guys will both come back down to the ground. You do get a little bit more time than they do. Like, you do recover faster, but it's still not as good as in the corner. This is definitely a level 3 that you want to use in the corner if you can. Alright, now we're going to be moving on to his notable normals. And the first one I want to talk about, it's actually listed in the special moves button, is his Shadow Stomp, which is while you're in the air, down in medium. That's that, the big old boot, Janemba foot. It's coming out of nowhere and smack you down the head. Now, I'm going to set the enemy to guard here. I'm going to have him guard all, and we're going to have him crouch. Okay? So you can see he has to stand block this. This is an overhead. This is a true overhead. No matter how close you do it to the ground, you can do it where you're barely off the ground, it's still an overhead. You can do it way, way, way up, and it's gonna miss. Because if they actually have to be on the screen for it to hit, so you can see there's nothing going on there. But this does track really good. Like, this does track very well. And it does arrest your momentum for a second. So if you catch somebody doing stupid, you know, you can just go on them like that. Turn this off real quick. There we go. So this will always give you a sliding knockdown at the end of your combo. So Janemba has a very reliable way of getting sliding knockdowns. That wasn't optimal by any means, so don't even look at the optimization of it. That was just to show you that anywhere on the screen, sliding knockdown. Doesn't matter how far you are away from him too, so you can just get a nice sliding knockdown with him wherever you are on the screen. The next notable normal we're going to be talking about are his Ki Blasts. Yep. He kind of sticks his hand in the hole, pops out, hits him. If you're close enough, he does some yoga, and he pops his hand up behind his head. And this does track to the opponent. It actually tracks pretty well, too. No matter where you are on screen, comes up in front of him. Now if you're like way super dash height, you're just gonna whip on these. So if your opponent's off the screen, I would not even think about it. Even like his size, just barely his head. And there's 4 hits. You're supposed to get 4 hits. If you're in the wrong positioning, you'll only get like 1 or 3. Or so you do kind of have to be a little bit careful with these. And from full screen, you know, they're 27 frames. It's not the fastest from full screen, but that is better than last season. These last season, full screen, 31 frames. So you get a 4-frame discount in Season 3. So I know that doesn't seem like much, but oof, oh, it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. They're a little bit harder to react to from full screen. So you can do like whatever you want to with them. One thing I will say that these are really good for is for catching things. So as you can see, while he's doing them, Janemba just kind of hangs in the air there, right? Just kind of chills out, pops his hand in his hole, and you know, he's just chilling there until they're done. Something else to note is that if you want to do the aerial versions, you can just hit down S and you'll automatically go into the aerial version. You can also do the jump S, but by doing S into down S, you can chain them all together and then go into full combo. But like I was saying, with them hanging there, this is a really good way to catch stupid. So let's say Gogeta wants to throw out a beam. Full combo. Even if you have enough time to react to it, you know, even if you just barely have enough time to react to it, you can still get that nice little combo punish, quick punish with them. You know, if you're close enough, you might be able to do something else. But usually, what I have to end up doing is his stomp into vanish into full combo with him. So it's a really good whip punish. Like I love his key blasts. I think they're a really neat thing that he can do. And like I said, just to be able to select whichever way you want him to go, because it kind of leaves him floating differently depending on how you do it. It's very combo specific for those. So you can choose to have him come out in whichever way you want him to come out, and it's kind of combo specific on what those uses are. But you know, overall, I just think his key blasts are really good, even if they are a little awkward to work with at first. And you know, full screen they're a little slow. You know, 27 frames from full screen is still fast enough to hit something. And these are, you know, they're key blasts, so they're special cancelable. So if you have someone that like blocks it and wants to super dash on reaction, well, you can just go into it then. So, you know, you are safe with the lariat option of canceling off that. If you see them start to super dash, you just Demonie Slash them and boom, you caught them. So, you know, it is a very good part of his kit. And for one of the last normals I want to talk about, before we get into one of the normals that he has that it's got some both good and some bad, we have to talk about his auto combo. So, you know, his nice little punch there. His LL though, that tail, man, 19 frames. No, enemy to block, crouch. Now, sadly, this is not an overhead. Even just the whiffed version, where it's just the tail, is not an overhead, but it's got some range to it. And 19 frames is not anything to sneeze at, especially from that range. You know, it's pretty good. The thing with this too is that slaps back down. So you'll see a lot of the combos, if I have to vanish, I will do the light, because that's just a very easy way to get them back down, and it's a lot like Bardock's, which just puts you in that perfect range of where you don't have to worry about them being too floaty or anything. It just works. It works. And obviously, if you let them all rock, you just go full auto combo on him, he does a side switch, which can obviously do stuff with, blah 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 blah, normal auto combo stuff. But this can also be used on block. The only thing I will say about this is that you're negative 11. You are pretty negative on block here. And there's a pretty big gap there. As you can see, like, he goes from not blocking to have to block again. So there's a pretty big gap there that you can get head out of it without a whole lot of recourse. I've been punched out of the teleports a lot, so if the enemy's just sitting there jamming on their light button along with you, they're gonna end up winning out. So you do kind of have to be careful with that one. But just the 2L or the LL is so good. And like I said, it's an easy confirmation tool. So it's just, definitely don't sleep on the LL. Alright, and the last notable normal that I want to talk about is his 2H. And his 2H is kind of a, forgive the pun, double-edged sword in this case. As you can see, like, it goes way up there. Like, it's off the screen. And it does hit every single bit of that vertical arc. That just hit, I mean, it hits every single bit of high as you think it would. I've hit people where they can't see me off the bottom of the screen and I 2H and it still gets them because it's just so tall. I believe this is actually the tallest 2H in the game. It's even taller than Broly's. Now, the only bad thing with it it's going through his hand. It is legitimately going through his hand and it's whiffing. This thing is so skinny that you can't do anything. He's so skinny that if they're too shallow at an angle and they end up landing, things that you think you should be hitting, it just doesn't hit. And it's minus 47. This is very negative. It's got a 14 frame startup and obviously has all the normal stuff. It's minus 47. That's stupid if it whiffs. And something else I will say about this is that if you want to go like light, medium, down, heavy, if I can do it right, light, medium, go like light, medium, no, not that whiffs. So light, medium, down, heavy is not a combo that he can take. So if you do a stand medium into down heavy, even in the corner, it pushes him far enough back that he can't connect with his 2H. So yeah, so that's a thing. Now if you do 2M into 2H, yeah, it will connect. And that's going to give you a more damaging route anyway, blah, 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 blah. But if you need that extra little range that his M's give you, then it just might not work for you. And if you're like max range with this 2M, it ain't gonna work either. So, this 2H is both good and bad. It's got the really good thing about that is stupid tall. It is just a big, massive, just massively tall hitbox in front of you, but massively tall doesn't help when you're literally going through their hand and not hitting them. So yeah, like just be aware that his 2H is very skinny and that can get you into some bad situations. Alright, so now we're going to be going over his assists. And, Season 3, he has 3. His first assist is called Phantom Assault. and it is just 4 of his Ki blasts from, you know, wherever he is. He is nice and safe because he does appear behind you, so it keeps him safe. And these do have, you know, 79 hits of hit stun. I mean, and they've got some hit stun to it. Really easy to Dragon Rush off of. Very, very good for combo enders. That's actually why I still use this. I still use this assist, is because I can get a guaranteed Dragon Rush into Super with 21. So I mean, it is very useful for her specifically, because when you dunk, you can just get a nice do whatever, really. Yeah, it's just got really good synergy with my girl, so that's the reason I use that one. His B assist is Demonic Blade, and this is his light Demonic Slash, really. Now, it's quick. It's got 65 frames of hit stun, so it's not too bad. We're going to set the enemy to guard all here. It's got 29 frames of block stun, so it's not, you know, it's a little on the low side for the block stun. And hit stun, it's, like I said, hit stun, it's alright. It doesn't have nearly as much as the Phantom Assault does. But people were really wanting a new assist for him, and you know what? It just kind of is good. I wish it would maybe leave you standing or do a wall bounce. I kind of wish it was the medium one where it would do a wall bounce, so then you could really get some neat stuff off of it. Cause yeah, cause it just going, especially in you know, mid-screen situations, you kind of have to be on the ball. So it's not really great for combo extensions. It is a good neutral tool. I will give it that. It is a very good neutral tool for you to just pop in, because it's got good range. You know, it doesn't have the range of a beam, but, you know, from not that far away, it can hit, and then you can, you know, do what you need to do after that, obviously. So, you know, overall, it's not a bad assist, but it's just not the assist that I would really want to use. And then you have his Hellblade Flurry, which is his C assist. Comes out, tail, smack, stomp. This doesn't do like a lot of the others, where they kind of bring you back towards the opponent. So like with Android 21's assist here, brings you kind of back toward, brings the opponent back towards you, so that you can combo really easily into it, you know, all that good stuff. Whereas, you know, Janemba's kind of takes you away. As you can see, the foot tracks really well with it too. So I'm just pushing him, and it's still tracking with him. So, so it does track really well, and it gives you that ability to like push someone. Just push someone towards the corner, so you know, you can just get into the corner, especially if you have like a character like Cooler that does a lot of cooler stuff in the corner. You know, it really helps you out. As far as what assist I still like Phantom Assault. Yes, I know everybody gripes about the fact that yes, you can super dash through it, you can reflect it, it does count as a, you know, traditional Ki blast. But I think that the if they are respecting you, and you can get the full, you know, advantage of the hits, then you're gonna get it. And like I said, I use this as a combo ender for 21 because it guarantees me that Dragon Rush, which I can, you know, get the Dragon Rush into ball, into level 1, or I can get the Dragon Rush into light junk, into level 1, or I can get Dragon Rush into Light Dunk into level 3, you know? So, into her air level 3. So, I mean, it just really, really helps out with 21's combo game. And, I mean, it's working for me, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Alright, now we're going to get into some pros and cons of the character. As I've said, I've used him since the day he's dropped. He went right on my main team, and I've been a Janemba player ever since. I love him, but I know he's got some issues. So pros to using him: his range. You know, his 2M is pretty good. His medium, he's got some pretty good range on his medium. He's got pretty good range on his 2M. His LL hits from a stupidly far away range. His heavies are stupid. You know, he can hit you from there. Also, you know, he's got his Lariat attacks, his Demonic Slashes that he can do. He's got, you know, that grab range, so he can grab you from a range. He's got his Ki Blasts. So, I mean, he's got range. He does, and I think probably the best thing that he does is he is a Punisher. He is a counterplay character. I don't think there's a lot of that in this game to where it's actually like meant to like counterplay, because he's got the probably best counter in the game with this, you know. Now, if you got the bars, you can get some stupid damage off of it. You know, it is also super dashable from full screen. You can just run up and get him too. So I mean, he's got one of the best counter games, period. Just in that, the fact that he can also punish stupid, as well as he can punish stupid. He's got that. He's got really good mix-ups, because you gotta, if you're in a block string, you gotta guess, okay, well, is he going to do the Demonic Slash again? Is he going to grab me, you know? And then you also have to worry about his teleports, because those are special cancelable. So he can get you left, right. And, you know, set up Hellgate stuff. He's got some really crazy mix-ups if you can optimize him. So I think his mix-up game is really good. His range, he likes to play from a good range here, you know, where other characters have a harder time contesting. He, you know, has good counterplay. He's got good punishes for stupid. So I mean, you know, I think he's just a really, really interesting, fun character to play, and like I think he's just neat. Now, for the cons of him, he's a little hard to play. I just feel like now, I feel like I'm just now getting to where I can say, yeah, I've pretty much got the full hang of him. Like I said, I've been playing him since he came out, and I'm not the best player in the world. I will totally admit that. I'm not a pro. I'm just some dude playing games in his living room, but you know, it has taken me a while to get really comfortable with all of his moves and knowing, okay, this is what I can do after this. If I do this, I have to do this, or if I do this, then these are my options from here. You know, he's got some really wonky air moves I didn't talk about in his notable normals, but I probably am going to now. Like his air heavy, it kind of like hangs you, so you can't really ID heavy, it doesn't really work out that well for you. And his 2H is a lot like Cooler's, where it'll send you flying across the screen. I know you've seen me doing that in combos, where he does that. Now the nice thing is, it does kind of back you off. So if you are, you know, if you super dash on someone and they super dash on you, you can almost just get away with just doing this, because it does back you up when he does it. So if they're not super quick and you just super dash and are mashing 2H, you can catch him. So yeah, like he's got some wonky buttons. Like I said, this is very, very negative. I wish they would have fixed that a little bit, but that is what it is. So his 2L doesn't hit low. I know, sad. And this isn't an overhead, although I really wish it was. If that was an overhead and this was a low, then you could get some stupid stuff in there. But that's probably better. Yeah, he's an awkward character to play and get used to. But if you can get used to him and really figure out how he functions, you know, really work with his key blast, really work with his teleports, work with his counter, you know, he can be one of the most fun characters to play in this game, because I don't think I've had nearly as much fun playing a character and just doing stuff as I have with him. Like, I love Cooler, I love 21, but I think my most fun character play for me is Janemba. Just because of the shenanigans that he can pull off. He is a little imp from Hiffle, and I think that's just, you know, sums him up nicely. So for an overall game plan, I think what you really want to do is, if you want to play Janemba, you have to make them mess up. That's really what it is. He is, I think, the best example of a counterplay character in this game. You know, he doesn't have a DP, so he's not defensive per se like Cooler is, but he can really counter whatever kind of play that you want to bring at him. So you kind of have to do that, watch what your opponent's doing, get a feel for them, and then once you get that feel, you can start making reads, calling them out on things, because like I said, he's got one of the best call outs in the game here. So he can just really just call people out for doing what they're doing, and yeah, make them second guess what they're doing. And then whenever they're, you know, sitting there like, okay, well, I'm second guessing everything now, then you can just come in and hit them with some stuff. He's not the highest damaging character in the game. I mean, his damage pretty average, maybe just a little below, but you know, what he can do outside of actually hitting the opponent, I think, is really what makes him him. So if you really want to pick up Janemba, just remember that it's not all about the combos and all that kind of stuff. It's about all of the other play around that. So that's where I think I'm going to finish this guide. So guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding that bell for notifications. You could look me up on Facebook at TheRealAgentP85 or on Twitter at TheRealAgentP1. And I hope you enjoy playing Janemba as much as I do, because, man, this is my main team. This has been my main team since Janemba dropped, and unless Roshi is really good, I know they haven't announced Roshi, but unless Roshi is really good, I don't think any of these three characters are coming off of my main team. Team Tails is kind of here to stay and here to play. But anyway, guys, I've been the Real Agent P. Thank you very much for watching, but most importantly, have a great day. Send him out, Janemba.